亲爱的玩家朋友，欢迎回来！这里是由狐狸给你直播的英雄联盟德玛西亚杯。
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Demacia Cup. English coverage, of course, on Twitch TV, brought to you by Games in Asia and Esports Heaven. And you're seeing some casters with bags on their heads. Well, at least one of them. That is something you warned me about, huh, Soldra?
Thank God, I needed this back in my life. You know, when I come to the LSP, I come for the bag-headed casters and the hot grills that we see on the casting desk and in the interview lounge. You know, so I'm right in my element right now, and I know Razzleplasm in chat is too.
The only regret that I have about all of the turn of events is that we didn't get to see the glorious end of that last commercial. Certainly, you noticed a theme that was going on there.
Right.
Anyways.
And yeah, I mean, to get back to that first game, really clean game from VG.S. It's a focal point.
It's glorious.
Certainly.
But yeah, VG.S taking a pretty decisive swing into the round of 16 to cap off one win against Energy Pacemaker Carries. I think the key to this next game might have something to do with Thresh and banning it away from 300.
Yeah. I mean, you know, VG.S is an interesting team because I made the mistake earlier of thinking that they were in the top 6, and I think they're barely outside of that in the LSP. And here's the reason why: they're very inconsistent in the majority of the sets they play. Even with, you know, indiscriminately against good and bad teams, are splits, 1-1 splits. So hopefully we can see, you know, VG.S decisively close out the set and get us, you know, going onto the IG Hype, #IG Hype versus Starhorn Royal Club game. But, you know, you really do have to wonder whether, you know, the members of VG.S, formerly known as Standpoint Gaming, can really channel what they had in the first game and bring it out in the second game between these two very skilled teams that are actually, I believe, right next to each other on the LSPL ladder. So again, this should be another interesting game, I feel.
Yep, picks and bans already midway through as we see Riven taken away from Carry. They're answering with very general bans, patch-specific, of course. And there is another bag. They changed those fast.
Yeah, and someone in chat, I'm really dumb. Someone in chat did remind me that Sins, also known as Avenger and Quiet, who has been an all-star carry for a long time, he joined the team in the second half of the LSPL split, and that was really bad on my part for forgetting that. So thank you, Wildhawk Bat, for reminding me. I don't know why I wouldn't know that. Oh my goodness, that bag. Okay.
Lulu for sure. Yeah, I know, right?
So I can't tell. This might be a... Okay, that's a Gragas ban, so we might see a Thresh first pick here. I don't think they want to give VG.S another opportunity to play that champion.
They did ban out a number of other champions that were played last game as well, and I think the Lee Sin takeaway was pretty good, but I mean, displayed complete aptitude on Elise as well, so I don't know. It seems like a little bit of an odd ban phase in general, but they're going to hover the Rengar right now. I don't know if Thresh would be a first pickable choice for VG.S, but they certainly were able to make huge plays on that last game.
Yeah, well, one of the things about 4.11 and 4.12, and, you know, alternatively 4.13 as well, is that I've always said that it's very easy to ban the OP champions, especially since Kayle and Jax have both been nerfed and they've seen a decrease in gameplay. So that Rengar and the Kog'Maw are really big focuses right now. So Rengar is a very strong pick. So is Ziggs, and I think Rengar does best when he has Ryze as a top laner and Ziggs as a mid laner, just because with the CC, with the crowd control that they provide, Ryze with his Rune Prism root, and Ziggs with his, I have no idea what it's called, but the stun. It's really easy to
bags so fast.
Yeah, I honestly
I don't even know.
Maybe he switches. It's like he's dating a girl, and then suddenly he pulls off the bag, and it's just like a different face with another bag, like another bag on it under that one with a different face.
And you just keep
pulling off the bags. Yeah, it's like a horrible nightmare.
Oh god.
But Rengar is a very strong pick with Ziggs, and we'll see the Lucian here.
Lucian with Braum though.
Yeah, Lucian is very strong, and this is
strong bot lanes.
Right, and this is pre-rework Lucian. Just as a reminder, we are in patch 4.11 for the Demacia Cup, and this week's LPL games. Hopefully we do get the show on the road. Does look like we will find, while Lucian Braum is a strong lane, you could argue that Thresh Corki is even stronger. And especially with
300.
Yeah, with 300 and Sins.
Oh, hold on.
On that bottom
Draven.
lane. This will be a
please lock this in. Oh, he does it. Amazing. We're going to get to see a Draven Thresh bot line. This is the kind of thing that I tune into the LSBL for. I love this comp out of VG.S right now.
Okay, this is really, really interesting. Alright, so Draven Thresh is such a strong lane. Just because the amount of displacement in that lane, you can interrupt so... Yeah, I mean, it's very risky. But if you get a kill, like at the 10-minute mark or so, that lane is over, because Axion will just be able to snowball the rest of the game. So, the Twisted Fate pick would be a very good answer, just because Draven does have problems against good crowd control. But, I mean, what a bold choice coming out from Avenger, and I really hope we see a nice Draven performance, from this game. I'm really excited to see how that shows up. And it does look like that the top laner is the last choice here.
They could go for the Rise.
They could go for the Rise
on Jax again. So that wouldn't be a terrible choice. Oh,
I do think that
was open though.
Oh my god. I don't know if Yasuo was right for the top lane.
Yeah, but they could always send Ziggs top.
I don't believe in Ziggs top. No. I think that's more European thing. And the reason, yeah, that's true. But the reason why the reason why Ziggs is such a good mid laner is, oh my god, it's the Yasuo. Okay.
Yep, that's happening.
So I assume Ziggs is going to. Oh my god. Wait, who's taking the? Because Shodi was running Ghost before, and when you have Ghost, you usually want to take it into...
No, he swapped it off. I think they were anticipating being able to pick up Twisted Fate, but Jishu went for that.
Oh, yeah, so Draven, as most people know, Draven has a skill called Stand Aside, which is a displacement, and I do believe that procs the Last Breath coming out. I think so.
Oh, man.
Wait, is it a knockup? Or, yeah, it's a displacement. It is a displacement.
Well, I mean, any displacement should, right?
Yeah, so it will proc the Last Breath coming out.
That's like a microsecond that you have to act on that, though.
Yeah, it really is a small amount of time, but
still, they're putting a lot of eggs in the carry basket, and well, they have options as far as this comp is concerned.
Lots of ignites being taken on the side of VG.S. I mean, they want to go really hard in the first few minutes of the game, and I think they have the right composition to do that, especially if they get a few early kills. I mean, Yasuo is a champion that snowballs fantastically. Ziggs is a champion that scales very well. Draven, if you get one kill on Draven in that early fight, like you could even die in a dragon at that first team fight around the dragon pit. But as long as you get that one kill, then it's basically a win for your team, because you're basically putting all the potential gold you have due to Draven's passive in the bank and in your pocket. So it's a really strong, snowbally, risky passive, and I'm really interested to see how the interaction between these two teams, especially given the fact that I think most fans would agree that Avenger is in this matchup the superior AD carry, and that the lane of Super Cat and the lane of Braum Lucian really doesn't want to give up a kill, so goodness me.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this does go about. A little bit more conventional composition coming out of Energy Pacemaker carry, but they're on game point. They have to win this one to stay alive in the Demacia Cup, and if they do drop it, it's a 2-0 in favor of VG.S, who is clearly going for the powerful, risky but powerful composition. Really all eyes on that bot lane, Draven and Thresh. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, again, Draven Thresh is a really strong lane just because of the amount of crowd control that you have in that lane. Also, when Draven gets to level 6, right? So when Draven gets to level 6, level 7, that's approximately when the jungler for VG.S, Amy, will be level 6, will have his ultimate on his Rengar, his on the hunt ultimate, which means he'll be able to create a really nice gank with 300's on point Thresh. So we have to really wait for that level 6, level 7 power spike. Not a power spike, but that tipping point, that watershed moment for when the AD carry and support for VG.S are really going to try to go in and claim that unspent gold that they have due to Draven's passive.
Let's see if it... Again, it's a high-risk, high-reward combination. If this bot lane gets focused very intensely by carry, which they did last time, they tried to get the shutdown, but were only able to pick up the support a couple of times. They will be able to keep him off the gold train for just a little bit. Maybe it delays for a while. Maybe it's something that they can effectively entirely shut him down. It's going to be hard to say, but you can bet your bottom dollar that they will be focusing that lane intensely. The question is, what does the rest of VG do? They have a Yasuo up top, a Ziggs mid. This is a team that can very much stall out late game.
Right, and I mean, you know, Yasuo does do, I would believe that Yasuo does do fairly well against Jax in the early game just because Yasuo is a spellcaster. Again, you know, Ziggs is that just really omnipresent lane bully. You know, he does everything well. This guy, Ziggs, is a champion that zones incredibly well, has, you know, clears waves extremely quickly, outputs high amounts of damage, has global pressure because of his pseudo global ultimate ability, Mega Inferno Bomb. So, I mean, Ziggs is really a do-it-all champion. And, you know, we've seen Shodi play a very good Lulu, especially he plays a Lulu. He knows how to interact with his teammates and really try to have the greatest impact by being patient and then putting all of his damage out at once. So hopefully Shodi can replicate his performance from Game 1 and Game 2 against this Energy Pacemaker carries lineup. On the other side, EP.C also has a they themselves have a very strong teamfight composition. It's really going to be about the bottom lane, getting that Lucian fed. Yeah,
and then they have a pretty strong level 1 in general.
Right.
If they want to go for some shenanigans like an invade, do you think something like that'll happen?
Right. Yeah, they do have a very strong level 1 just because, you know, having a Braum in your composition automatically makes you the best level 1 team in the game. I'm not sure, you know, V did take the Jax into the top lane, and V played the Jax in the first game as well, and I actually thought he did quite well, even though it seems that there were communication issues because his leap strike into counter strike combos weren't always on point. It seems like, you know, he would activate the first half of the counter strike spell, and just be hesitant to actually go in and proc the stun on multiple targets. So hopefully V is, you know, he continues his solid play, but he's a little bit more decisive this time. And hopefully, yeah, it looks like they might go for a decisive
that was
right
almost
here.
a 5-man bush camp, but Shodi going to spot him out.
Shodi's going to spot
They're still going to go for it. Wow. They want to get the chase on with 300, though. Back away from that. Yeah, once it's seen, losing the element of surprise.
The real question about this game, though, Pyra, is how well V can split push against carry. And I honestly don't know. We do see that carry decided not to go for the early lane pressure. He will take that teleporter lane, so it basically ensures the survival of both top laners in this lane because, you know, without that ignite, they're not going to have a lot of kill pressure. So it's going to be about who can split push harder, as well as who can have a greater impact in team fights. One would think that Jax is a more reliable champion in that regard, but, you know, we've seen Carry do some nasty stuff on Riven, so maybe he might channel another swordsman and go completely ham on Energy Pacemaker carries again. Really, this game is...
Look at this, the early bush bait. However, there isn't an easy leash either right now for that blue. It said they're going for the red side. Yeah, I think that this is a safe opener from both teams, but what really I'm questioning is V picking up Jax again. They didn't get to... Well, they got to the late game, but he just didn't prove to be as effective regardless, and going back to that pick, even after it didn't work out last time, I wonder what they're really thinking for this one. Are they going to try to rely on it, or do they do something completely different, Silver?
Yeah, I mean, the mindset you have to take with the Jax is to force an very early rotation, and VG Gaming, as were able to do that, they grabbed 2 uncontested dragons, were able to take down a ring of turrets very quickly. You know, by the 16-minute mark, most of the outer tier turrets were gone. So the third tier turrets were gone. Sorry. So VG Gaming S is relatively good at taking advantage of Jax's, you know, early weaknesses. Again, the question is, maybe Jiangsu can help this lane. It's really about the global pressure coming out from Energy Pacemaker carries, because if they're not smart about their teleports, if they're not smart about using their global ultimates, if they're not smart about, you know, chaining their skills and getting onto Sins on this relatively squishy AD carry, then they're not going to win.
Speaking of squishy, see Shu getting poked out of lane pretty quickly. by Shodi, and that is a little bit of trouble for him too. Both the mid laners actually running that. We pretty much quintessentially see it on Twisted Fate, although I guess it's fairly common on Ziggs now too. The double mobility summoners.
I have to think that, even though you and I both understand, and it's been validated that nice Counter-Strike coming out right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's been validated that 300 is a fantastic Thresh player. You have to wonder whether Morgana would not have been the better choice right here, just because Morgana does so well against Twisted Fate. He also does very well against Jax. Also, Sins might have wanted to take the cleanse.
Carry says, bring it on. I'll take the 1v2 any day. Forces them to back off. Tower shots flying left and right. He was eyeing himself a pair of double buffs. But yeah, Carry's really committed hard for a moment. And now you have Emi coming up around the side too. So 300 missing a hook. Love letter able to dodge that this time. The Lucian pickup was actually quite nice to be able to dodge those stellar hooks.
Right. It's just going to be, even as much as you and I know that Sin Avenger can do well, it's going to be so hard against a flanking Jax and a teleport and a Destiny gating in Jiangsu on Twisted Fate. We might see another trade right here. Oh, that's a stun on 300.
That's a lot of ignites being popped. Love letter's low 300 as well. He almost gets the hook. It's not landing this time though. Sin's the only one hardly damaged on that, but still no first blood.
Yeah, I want to trust energy pacemaker carries, and obviously I'm talking about like the game in general because there isn't that much excitement going on right now. It looks like most of these players are content to farm their lanes. I think the members of VG.S, especially that dual lane, are content to farm their lanes because they do want to build up that gold on the Draven passive. But you would think that energy pacemaker carries does have the stronger composition, especially because of the Draven pickup and the absence of Morgana, and that's in this situation. But I don't know whether we can trust. Energy pacemakers has shown itself to be a good team. They do make very good decisions in both the early and middle stages of the game. But can we trust them to run a TF composition? That's the big question that we're asking ourselves right now.
Yeah, I mean they have the tools to catch people out and make picks. They have a lot of stun lock and chase, and that's great if they want to pick off single targets. The problem is, so does VG.S. And
that's true.
If they go a little too far overextended when they're trying to get a pick in a 5v5 situation, it completely turned around. And we saw last game, VG did a much better job of that. We'll see how it goes out this game. So far, it's a lot more even, and actually a small gold lead in the pockets of EP.C.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom lane is going in VG Gaming. Oh, sorry, EPC's favor.
Oh, they want to take the fight. 300 initiates with the Lantern, says, I don't need it. Since, love letter dodging out. 300 hasn't landed a hook this game at all. It's complete turnaround. It's like he's not found his footing just yet.
It is very hard to do first of all, it's hard to do in dual lane, and it's also hard to do.
Here comes Booping.
Dissolution.
Carry. Can he back away in time? Dashing through the minion waves, looking to take his chances for a second. What is he doing? Going way too ham. He has to flash away. That was really strange. Now in the bot lane, 300. Getting a little bit of damage. Gets the hook up on Super Cat, flay into the tower. Taken low right now. It could go down. Carry still in trouble. Trying to dash forward for a kill. Doesn't manage to get out of that one. Gives first blood over to V.
If Sins can get a kill right here, it'll be completely worth it.
Yeah, it would be worth it, but still, that was a weird situation. Flaying backwards. That's the cash in. Oh, Sins comes up big. Can they get Super Cat? Flashing away. No, they cannot.
Okay, so Sins is just cashed in right there. I mean,
that's what they needed.
I think that's basically a one lane for VG.S. Really, really good. That's 6 minutes in. Yeah, that's 6 minutes in, 40 CS. So he basically, I think he nearly doubled his gold count right with that kill. So
he had a lot of
really well done. I mean, wow, I wonder what items is going to come in with. We see the Brutalizer being built on Love Letter's Lucian. He obviously needs to go for the Yomumu's Ghost Blade, which is fairly popular, not in this patch, but in the next patch.
Well, it's still been the de facto Lucian build in China,
right,
thanks to Dame and carries like him. I think it's a good choice in this situation too, because there's going to be a lot of early armor coming out of 300. You can already tell by his build that he's going to go extremely defensive with the Doran shield coming up first.
Yeah, so I mean, sorry, Avenger was able to grab a BF sword and some sustain straight up, so he's in a really comfortable position right now.
Yeah, but we'll go back to top, because Carey had an easy out in that situation, and he went back in. And then he ended up giving his life after a long, drawn-out engage. He might do it again here, because the Counter-Strike comes in. V looking to make some damage, and he does it. He comes around a little bit too late. Now Jax is 2-0. They're going to have to watch out for that.
Additionally, V got that kill with a non-bully item. He completely just decimated Carey with a Phage as his only main item right there, and 2 Doran's Blades. So that's really, yeah, it's not a very good sign.
Well, a Fed Jax is never a very good sign. This could be a very different game if trends continue. I mean, it was still a nice pickup for Avenger with a kill, but 2-0 Jax at 8.5 minutes is not the greatest prospect for your late game.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Pyra. I actually thought that Carey had the 3rd proc of his Steel Tempest activated, but for some reason his enemies weren't knocked up, and I don't know if I just.
I don't know if it's a visual glitch or.
Yeah, maybe it might be that, or maybe I just don't know. And Carey's did indeed misplay. Maybe that's probably the right answer.
Twisted Fate. He's making a move down to the bot side. That's going to be Avenger getting locked up, but he takes him to safety just in time. All of a sudden, everybody's here. He goes down anyway. The 4-man bot side. They're looking to capitalize on more. 300 getting taken low, and they want to chase it out, but not enough as they back away. This should be, however, first Dragon of the game for Energy Pacemaker.
This is going to be Dragon.
Up, Carey. He's in trouble again. He can't get out of these things. Flashing forward, V picks him up. So all said and done, they get themselves 2 kills and a Dragon. Oh, they're not even going for Dragon just yet. Hold on. Ro16 showed up, and now they're going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, this Yasuo pick
totally
isn't
different
doing
game.
Right?
Yeah, I think EP.C had a much better pick ban so far. It's really strange that the Yasuo pick was prioritized at the end there and has gone 0-3. And they lost the tower.
Yeah, this isn't a great situation.
Disappointed sigh.
Yeah, it's honestly.
For those of you that don't know the sound effect,
something like Dr. Mundo or even Shyvana would have been a much better choice here.
Even Rise would have worked out, and you mentioned it earlier on. That would have been a great pickup.
Rise would have been really good. I wonder if Lulu was available, because Lulu would have been another solid pickup. But I just really don't agree. Okay, if Lulu was banned out, alternatively they could have done what you. Yeah, they could have done what you...
No, Riven was banned too.
Riven was the first ban from Energy Pacemaker carries. What they could have done is had... obviously, this is a champion pool issue, but Ro16 and Carry have already shown a willingness, apparently in the first game, and they're going to switch the lanes. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
To...
They both switch it too. Uh-oh!
Yeah, they both...
Hello, Supercat gets the knock-up. Sins is taken low right now, and he's on the chase. That's going to be 300 thrown down the box. Teleport coming in right now. Carry, they might be able to find themselves a kill. 300, what was that hook? Love Letter getting himself a heal. So they keep themselves alive, and that teleport was burned just for the summoner heal.
Yeah.
Lot spent not to get any kills there. Jishu getting jumped on by me, but he flashes away. Bola lands right anyways. That's going to be another kill. Shady getting the Satchel charge off, and that's a pickup. Once again, VG.S, though, coming ahead with the kill. Still behind in gold.
Yeah, you always want to have kills on those carries, though.
Yeah, you do want to. What happened in the break, man? These two teams... They got really sloppy in game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have both talked about how VG.S they've always been an inconsistent team. They haven't shown they like to split
with the bag on the head.
Yeah, really, and they like to split 1-1. So I can't necessarily say I'm surprised, but at the same time, like just really sloppy play. And I think it does come down to the picks and bans to an extent. Like what I was going to say before the kill onto Jiasu, which Ro16 actually claimed on the Ziggs. I was going to say that, Ro16 and Carry have shown a willingness to switch lanes before. Not champions, but switch lanes entirely. So, you might have actually been right in predicting or in saying that the top Ziggs might have been a better idea, and it does look like Love Letter might get cut out here. I don't know what he was doing that push.
There's the teleport in. V looking to come around the side. They also have Twisted Fate. Jishu has a gold card, and he uses it onto Imi. Love Letter going forward. Not enough damage to finish him off. Or is it? Gets the piercing light for the kill. Love Letter backing away as the tower shots incoming. But the 4-man collapse from EP.C this game has been phenomenal. 5-man now with Supercat.
And you know what? That's the second 4-man collapse. I mean,
yeah, they did a lot earlier.
Yeah, both Jiasu and Buping have been so good about rotating where their teammates need them. I think it really is, just about communication. Like they tell each other where they have to be 30 seconds ahead, 30 seconds before they're actually needed, and that's why Jinsu and Buping are able to get into such good positions to create opportunity, to capitalize on opportunities after chances, like what we just saw in the top lane and the bot lane.
Yeah, Jishu has been instrumental on these Twisted Fates. Destinies, he's been hitting every gold card he needs to. Now VG's answering on the bot side with a turret of their own, but it seems like they're on the back foot this game.
It does look like it. I mean, this turret will be...
I don't know about it. It might not go down. No, they had to bail out because they had Jishu coming around the side, as well as V. So between Jax and Twisted Fate, the map pressure is definitely in favor of EP.C.
I mean, if you're a member of VG.S, you want to fight when the map pressure is unavailable, right? When the teleport is down.
I mean, yeah,
that's what
that
we
was
see
the
here.
collapse that VG needed again. They have done a good job of focusing the mid and getting Shodi a couple of kills, but the big problem right now is definitely carry.
And here's the thing, I mean, VG Gaming has a teamfight composition that does actually scale very well. So as long as Shodi has a few early kills, I mean, this guy can start stalling for a long, long time before anything of great significance happens in this game. So, good on VG Gaming S to understand where the weaknesses of the enemy composition are, namely the fact that Twisted Fate is a very immobile and very vulnerable champion should his ultimate ability not be up, and to take advantage of those, opportunities.
Yeah, for all of the big pick plays that EP.C's made, they're still not that far ahead. Gold lead might look pretty big now, but it's being answered back by VG. And
it really is.
Yeah, they were able to push pretty far onto that bot side before being answered, so EP.C has to keep this lead the way it is, extend it a little bit if they can, otherwise they'll risk falling behind in the late game, and Shodi can stall out forever.
Right. And it does look like it's heading towards that point. I mean, Shodi looks like he's going to stall out. So I think what Energy Peacemaker has to do, obviously we're only 15 minutes into the game, so what I'm saying is not really relevant, not going to really be relevant for the next
300, what are you doing going in for the ward? He gets the bait with the box. This might be good for them, actually. 300 is able to bait this one out. Aimi's going low, but not dead yet. Jishu, he's actually going to take down Aimi, or Buping does, rather. 1-for-1 trade as the chaotic fight comes to an end in this mid lane now. Love Letter and Buping looking to make a push, but V is in the top lane. Split push Jackson Gage, and they don't have anyone here to defend this, so I'd say that's a win for EP.C.
Yeah, I mean, Kerry teleported down right there, and he didn't really get anything done. There was a small, I mean, frankly, Kerry should have been there for 300's displacement on the flag.
Kerry's not even going into clear.
He can't even defend this turret because he knows
levels down. They have to go for the collapse onto V here, and they're going for it, but still have to be so careful to not deal with this Jax. He's still not going down, and Kerry comes in and tries to finish him off, but they gave up a dragon for that. They gave up towers. Yeah, VG.S is like afraid to act on these picks, and when they do, they get burned for it. 300 went in for that, and Buping ended up taking down Aimi.
That's not to say that I don't think VG Gaming S necessarily have displayed horrible decision making. It's just that Kerry's 3 solo deaths to V's Jax has put them in such a hole that they really don't know what to do. Because if they leave the Jax alone, he's just going to become a split pushing threat. And Kerry can't even farm under turret right now. I mean, that's how bad it is. This Jax already has a Trinity Force. He has the Bilgewater Cutlass. I mean, this guy's looking really, really strong. So honestly, it really has to be up to Kerry to teleport correctly, to get into the right fights, and then demand the presence of V at a team fight, because your weaknesses are nullified. Your weaknesses are are soft and when you're grouped and when you can land your full combo, especially if you do have a Yasuo that is reliant on other champions to activate his knockup, activate his last breath ultimate. So really, VG Gaming S has to think about grouping right here and looking for picks, because 300 has shown that he can make outstanding hooks.
There was a pick. 300 getting Super Cat, but he is taken low all the same. He might not survive this next fight. No, he doesn't. Buping picking up the kill. Repelling away. Mega Inferno Bomb going to come down, not land on anybody. And Vici goes hard and doesn't pick up anything for it. They are still going forward, though. Super Cat's low. And that's V, split pushing around the side, but they pushed in first tier, mid-turret. VG.S has to get out with what they've got.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got the turret. You know, 300 obviously would have preferred that his life had been exchanged with Super Cats and that they had the supports from both teams had died. But as long as they got some kind of objective, any single death is worth it.
Naimi's going in for the jump, and they're actually going to try and find Jishu around the side. Gets his ghost off. Love Letter going down. That's Carry coming up big. Picks himself up. His third kill of the game. Repel, Elise, Boo Ping. Nowhere to go. Or does he? Burns his flash. There's a bouncing bomb. Tries to dodge it away. Sins, he might be able to pick this one up. One more axe will do it, and that's it. Cashing in on all that gold.
He's going to cash in. That's his second kill of the game, which means he finally got to cash in. And I don't know when exactly he died, so he might not have as much gold as we think. But the dude is going to be feeling pretty rich when the next time he visits the shop.
Give VG.S an inch, and they will take themselves a couple of kills and a tower, it looks like. So they will be able to back with a nice chunk of change in their pockets, evening the gold lead just a bit more. So,
I mean,
EP.C, they're always in danger of giving these leads away. It seems like Vici is able to answer back. And what was a Destiny Gate coming in? Jishu, there he is, looking to contest a red, or just take it away, rather. But still, this game is a lot more even than it looked a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, and if you remember VG.S, you know, there's a ton of pick potential on the side of EP.C, so you're, by this time in the game, you're really feeling afraid to go, you know, fight the members of Energy Pacemaker Carry. So, it's such a bad situation. Really, Carry's, you know, the top laner, Carry's 3 early deaths really put them in a huge hold. I mean, it's just, it's a chokehold that they can't get out of, and it's really unfortunate.
300 going in again, making the big play. And I don't know if he's got anywhere to go. Boo Ping, he's going to get taken pretty low. Summoner heal pop by Love Letter. Megan Inferno Bomb finishes up the job, and they're going for him. Oh, Super Cat locked up on a line again. 300 with the godlike Thresh plays once again, but V making his presence known on the top lane, pushing out that inhibitor number 1. Carry's got nothing to do to defend him. He has to just dodge away. Look at that health bar. It's melting right now. Trying to draw V away from it. He's going to get burned down, flashing forward, picks him up, flaying backwards, 300. He sees the Rengar. He knows Aimi's there. He's going to take the 1v2, but it's now a 1v3. Shodi around the side, showing up, and V still hyper-carrying his way. 1v3. Can he get away from this one? This is a big Jax. This is a skill Jax Counter-Strike coming in. Oh my goodness! That's going to take Ziggs down. Shodi around the backside. They leave him alone for a second, and he gets 2 kills on VG.S. Can they ride Jax to a win, Soldra?
1-0. 5-1-0. What a beast. The dude is putting in a lot of work right now.
He's not done.
You see the result, and he's coming back for more.
Yeah. Oh, she's shoes around the side, too, trying to make something happen with the gold card, but I mean 300 chase him away. V, hello, I'm here. There's the lantern, and can 300 stay alive for this one, flaying back? No, he cannot. That's going to be V finally falling down to Sins, but they're still going for it. No, it's actually Aimi picking up the kill, and they have to bail away. Carry is melting. His health bar is low. That was an ignite on him, doesn't burn him out enough, but V, he made himself worth.
I mean, yeah.
6-2 Jax. That's all I got to say.
V actually burned. Well, I mean, to go back to the previous kill, he burned his flash again to the Ziggs. Really well played. And, you know, in the most recent series events, he was able to flank around the enemy jungle, get a really nice position to counter-strike 2 opponents. And
it's crazy they didn't get anything for that, though. The Megan Inferno Bomb came up again to stop the tower from being taken. So no objectives actually gained on all of that craziness by EP.C.
Yeah, I mean, this game is not looking very good. You know, you're already a team that doesn't have a lot of answers to the mobility of Lucian, to the presence of a Twisted Fate, to the split push ability of a Jax. You know, you're a team. Theoretically, VG.S should have, you know, budded the flower at, stemmed the flower at its bud, nipped the flower at its bud. Sorry,
that's the one.
But unfortunately, yeah, they just weren't able to do that. It looks like Yasu's about to make another play.
They find Aimi, can't click the lantern in time, and he goes down to start this one off. That's another pick up, or it's going to be more. 300 locked up on the glacial fissure. He goes down to Love Letter. 2 kills and a free dragon. Yes, please. Energy Pacemaker Carry as they push on forward. Vici is just getting out-rotated to the objectives, and they're going in one by one. The face check is too real.
See, here's the thing. When you don't see a Jax on the map, you can never make a move, because because there's an open inhibitor on the top side of the map, and when you don't see V's jacks, you automatically have to assume, like you have no choice but to assume that V's going to appear and just take out your inhibitor and
or take out your carry. That's what V's looking to do right now. He's going forward for it, melting the health bar, and that's going to be a nice pair of double buffs. V getting himself yet another kill onto carry.
This is really
stand up to the 8 and 2 jacks.
Yeah, this is really, really disgusting. And he's one of the only players on this team with like an actually positive KD score. Like,
yeah, he's got the distortion boots too, so he definitely wants to make sure that his cooldowns come up even quicker than all that. And yeah, he demands the full attention of this team. There's no way they can do much else when he's pushing on the map, and this might enable the Baron. Right now it's getting pinged out by both teams. They're just going to clear some wards away, not daring to start it just yet. But V is a huge deep threat.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of confidence coming out from VG Gaming S at this point in time. Sin's already bought a Sword of the Occult because he thought he realized that
jumps onto Super Cat. That is going to be not a dead support yet. Taimi actually going down, making Firmom not going to be enough to kill out Super Cat. 300. He's getting poked out by the piercing light, and that's the one more grab. Ends up being a double kill for that Braum actually. And they all stay alive just barely. This should be Baron time for EP.C, yeah.
Yeah, just really well played. When you have that Jax,
Shody might be able to stop this, but it's going to be a hard one. He actually stops Supercat's back, but he doesn't have the zone control, and this Baron should go over. It's going to fall down in 3, 2, 1. Satchel charge just a second too late as they take it down once again. Boo ping.
I was about to say, is Carry about to die again? Shody already used his Satchel charge, so he might be...
Shody might go down. Yeah, that's dead Ziggs. V gets himself his 10th kill. Man, that Jax is big.
It's about a 10K gold lead at 24 minutes.
We're lagging.
Yeah,
Jax too big. Game lag.
Honestly, he's very big right now. We're in surrender territory at the moment. It's a 10,000 gold lead at 24 minutes, and I'm sure that 6,000 of that gold is the difference between the split pushing Jax and the Yasuo. Really, V just stomped carrying that matchup.
They really bad.
Oh, they bugs. Oh, did you get the bug spot too?
Yeah, it happened.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, is this real life? What?
I don't even what's going on right now. You know what?
Remake?
I don't know actually. I think it was just a spectator bug, but we'll see how it goes. You know what might have fixed this? If EP.C was sponsored by the EP.C. Whoa, that face. You remember those? Remember those netbooks that came out like 5 years ago?
No, I don't.
Oh, never
What's
mind.
the EP.C?
It's a terrible joke. Don't worry.
Don't one of your obscure. One of the.
Alright, we're going to commercial break. Everybody cut. We'll be back, guys.
But no. But I do assume that. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. I do assume that.
I don't know if they'll have to remake actually. Well, we'll find out after the commercials definitely. But
yeah,
guys,
I assume that EP.C won. So tentatively, congratulations to them.
See if that ends up being the case. When we get back, we will come to the conclusion, of course, of that match, guys. You're watching the Demacia Cup in English. We'll be right back.